everybody. First of all, as you can tell, for some reason, this is very important because I owe an apology to a couple of people. One of them is Lori. When I listened to the rerun of our show last week, every time Lori talked, I talked over her. And Lori, that was not on purpose. We're doing that right now, even with Kelly and Lena. So just know that with technology, sometimes you're still talking, but I don't see it. It looks like you stopped. So I apologize to anybody that seemed like they were cut off because that was not my intent.
Oh, you're absolutely forgiven.
Thank you, dear heart. I didn't want to be set to the corner to stand.
I'm taking care of my puppy right now, so I can't go on screen, but I'm here.
That's okay. Thank you, Lori. And thank you for that. On a couple of other calls that I do on Zoom, we've had so many problems with other groups that I'm in with patients that we've all started a funny little thing. And I'm not saying we should do it here, but we say, that's a period. So they ask a question or they say something and they say, that's a period. Because otherwise we're literally talking over each other. Okay. So I apologize. Today, Tracy is off and very well deserved. She just got us started here. And thanks to Lena, she got the whole ball rolling because Kelly couldn't get in. So we're going to talk about a subject today, and I really want your interaction that is very dear to my heart, myofascial tissue. Myo spelled M-Y-O, because during my illness, if I hadn't had one of the best, in my opinion, myofascial therapist who was trained in 2 different institutes, the John Barnes Institute and the Botter technique of massage, I don't know what I would have done, because I ended up with all the liver shutting down as much as it did, and the toxins from my liver recirculating. I had knots everywhere. I don't mean knots like a cyst or a growth, but we called those in the days that I was working with the fibromyalgia group, we called them fibro knots. And the medical doctor said that that was actually a technical diagnosis now. So the PowerPoint that I did today is very graphic, not ugly graphic, but graphic educational. And hopefully you'll have some questions and some interaction, because I have some very, very specific advice for you and some very specific personal experiences that were, I mentioned yesterday on the call decisions that I made that I'm going to put in my prequel that I'm sorry I made because I didn't listen to my intuition. And I'm going to share some of that. And hopefully all the sharing that we're doing will help all of you to avoid some of the mistakes I've made, my patients have made, and it'll give you a better understanding of something that MDs, and Kelly, confirm this, please, if I'm correct, MDs don't ever talk about myofascial tissue. Nope. I mean, it's not a discussion. It's like, oh, it's the same as you don't need a gallbladder, let's take it out. It's the same thing with myofascial tissue. They never discuss it. Fortunately, my MD, who's the one that helped save my life, that was integrative medicine, understood what I was saying. She said, keep going. What you're doing with your massage therapist is fine. And I had to travel 45 miles and snow up to the top of my tires to get there. But without that, I don't know what I would have done. So let's start the PowerPoint. And then when we finish, start writing down some notes or questions or even your own experiences. Because remember, what this is all about, and even our prequels, what it's about is, what have you experienced, the good and the not so good, that we can share with each other, because that's what this family of QHS is about. Okay, so we're really, really focusing on all of you to share your experiences as well. Don't just listen to mine and say, yeah, that's too bad, Dr. Gloria, sorry that happened. No, let's hear other experiences, because that's how we all learn. Okay, and to that point, in my PowerPoint, there was one thing that I forgot to mention, and Tracy, bless her heart, the genius that she is, remembered the one point I forgot and added it. So thank you, Tracy, when you listen to this replay. Okay, let's go, Kelly.
All right, let me mute everybody so we have a clean.
Okay.
So you'll have to re-unmute yourself. And share.
Whoops, there we go. Okay, so when you talk about the myofascial tissue, I think this graphic is hilarious because the doggy's laying there like, oh, please rub my belly or do something with me too, while the woman is stretching. Myofascial tissue is the web that holds our body together. It's very important that you understand what it is, what can damage it, and what conditions that are diagnosed as a medical condition or a disorder is actually possibly the dysfunction of the myofascial tissue or the breakdown of it. Now I have a big gray bar there. It went away. Okay. The next one, Kelly, please.
I'm trying. Okay, here we go.
There we go. Okay, so this is showing an ouch, okay, which is what happened to me. The tissue, which is also known as MFR, is not invasive. It's a self-correcting process that the body just longs for, okay? But it's a light, watch my hands for a minute. It's a light massage, not a deep. We'll have to mute. Okay. It's not a deep tissue massage. And I'll explain in a minute why. And there's going to be some people that disagree with me and some massage therapists that disagree with me. That's okay. That's your right. But I'm telling you the experience of hundreds of patients and myself. But it should be a light massage, not like, ouch, you're going in too deep, or they're putting their elbow in and saying, you know, no pain, no gain. That is literally breaking this myofascial tissue that is that web. It's like your spider web that holds everything together. It connects it's the connection, the connective tissue that attaches to the skin and the muscle. So it's the web in between. Let's go to the next one, Kelly, so that I don't want to read it all. You'll all have access to this, so that way you can go back and listen to it. But it's a very low impact, long stretch, not a get in there and get that knot out. Okay, not a no pain, no gain.
Yeah, that's the important distinction. When you're trying to break up myofascial tissue, the fascia lays right underneath the layer of the skin. It's not deep at all. So those adhesions are very, very close to the surface of the skin. When a massage therapist gets in there, like with their elbow and they're going deep, they're breaking up knots in the muscle tissue. And that's the distinction. If you have a muscular problem, then you go deep tissue. If you have a fascial problem, you go soft tissue, very light.
Thank you, Kelly. That's a great explanation. Couldn't have said it better. Okay, so let's go to the next one. And this one is, people say, okay, so what causes myofascial tissue to be knotted and to be inflamed? Well, it can be trauma. In my case, it was the fall that I had that caused the blood clots and the liver to shut down and all that. But it can also be after a surgical procedure. For instance, let's say somebody, God forbid, has had a mastectomy or a very serious operation of any kind, okay? Those restrictions can be part of the body saying, ouch. But the important part that you need to understand, and I'm going to show you pictures in a minute, that, listen to this, 1 square inch, look at my fingers, 1 little square inch, okay, square of pressure on that is approximately 2,000 pounds. And that is proven scientifically. So when you say, oh God, I've got knots all over, I hurt, I feel like I've been beat up, you know what? You do feel that way. It's validated because it is 2,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. Can you imagine? But it doesn't show in x-rays, CAT scans, electromyography. I mean, any of that. It does not show in a medical technology type of diagnostic tool. But each treatment, if you're in somebody that is trained, and like I said, the 2 systems, I'm sure there's more worldwide, but the 2 systems that I'm familiar with is the Vodder, VODDER, I believe it is, technique, and the John Barnes, who is based in the United States and has several clinics. They're very intense. They're very expensive to take the classes. And when somebody has been trained in those systems, they understand what Kelly just very clearly pointed out to all of us. Deep tissue is one thing for another reason. All these fibro knots and all of this pain right under the skin is not deep tissue. Okay, so we don't want to break it up, and you'll see in a minute why. Let's go to the next one, which I think is very telling. Okay, so here's that ouch again. All right, and on the far left is what they call an undulating massage, meaning they're stretching. Like my massage therapist used to use her hands crossed like that, and at other times she would take it, watch my skin, she would take it like in the leg or in the arm, and she'd hold it. And I'd say, why are you holding it? She says, I'm building a dam in order to release the pressure of the myofascial tissue. And you could see fluid and whatever else is under there, you could see it literally going away, dissipating. That is an undulating movement, meaning not a deep tissue, but you're moving the fascia, you're stretching it, fascia. You're stretching it gently, and it will stay that way if you're doing the massage the correct way. So let's go to the next one. And the feet, oh, it's amazing. It feels wonderful on your feet when they're doing it. It's not a regular foot massage. It's, again, untangling it. So people always say, Dr. Gloria, give me a description I can relate to. Well, here's the sweater. So think of it. If I pull my sweater this way, the opposite direction is where you're feeling the pinch. Look at that. It's a very densely woven web, okay? And so when you think about it, in my case, I'm going to use myself as an example. It was my right arm that I almost ripped off when I fell, when I had my accident. It ended up here above my ear. And they just shoved it down. So guess what? In emergency, to just shove it down, what did it just do to all that facial tissue? So my pain, okay, was not only the right shoulder, but the left shoulder blade. Yeah, Kelly's going, ouch. The left shoulder blade, because of that. Yeah, you know, because of the effect of the sweater effect, we call it, because it's stretching the opposite direction. So if this is my shoulder and this is the opposite end, if you pull this up, this one's going to tighten. That's the easiest way I can explain it. That's the way it was explained to me in the John Barnes course. I did not get certified, but I took a course so that I'd understand it more after it was so beneficial for me. So anything that is tight like that, whether it's, I've had plantar fasciitis, which is where you can't even walk. You get up one morning and you try to put your foot flat on the ground and you can't. That is fascia, fasciitis. It is fascia that is all knotted up. It's inflammation, but manifesting differently. This is extremely good for that. So when you find a massage therapist, ask if they do either the John Barnes technique or the Vader technique, which is not deep tissue, if this is what you're going for. If you're going for all those knots and pains, and especially fibromyalgia, because as you know, I had fibromyalgia, and I also was president of the international group. And this is what I kept telling everybody, find somebody. I actually had patients that were like in one state and traveled 4 hours each way in order to get a good myofascial treatment because they felt like new people. They went off their pain medications. They didn't have to worry about, you know, doing anything else. Chiropractic wasn't helping because chiropractic was realigning the body. But if the chiropractor was not doing the myofascial therapy as well, it wasn't staying. It wasn't effective. Okay, the next one. I think it's number 6. Yeah. There's your glue. Does that not look like glue? This is the restrictions that I'm talking about. Putting 2,000 pounds per square inch on your nerves and your blood vessels. That's why we used to say that not just fibromyalgia, but I'm using that as an example. Fibromyalgia was the I hurt all over pain. It was the invisible pain that nobody could identify in conventional medicine where it was coming from. You're within normal range. Take another anti-inflammatory or another pain pill. This is the actual photo of the myofascial. As I said, it's the connective tissue that attaches your skin to your muscle. Okay. And to Kelly's point again, if it was deep tissue, it would be the muscle that has a problem. not the fascia. So you don't want to break this up, because if you break this up, you're breaking the spider web, or you're breaking that glue, and it does not show up in test. Okay, go to the next one if you would.
I like to think of it as like spreading it out, like, you know, when you have like an air bubble underneath like some like maybe contact paper, and you want to smooth then you want to smooth those air bubbles out. You can't just push on it, because then you create more bubbles, right? You have to smooth it from one side to the next.
Oh,
That's like
that's a great
it's
example.
nice, it's a nice smooth movement.
Okay, not a pop and get you and explode that bubble, but yeah, that's a good description. Thank you. So this is the one that Tracy reminded me of, and thank you, Tracy, because she said, don't forget that cellulite can also be tight myofascial tissue, because they are, the layers under your skin are like just under, as Kelly and I both just said. So cellulite is that dimpled appearance that can be fat that is in there. It can be toxins that have recirculated. If you have a liver that is toxic, if you have a colon that is toxic, that can all show up as cellulite. But it is part of the myofascial when it's cellulite, okay? Just remember that. And so when you smooth out, as Kelly was describing, the fascia, that appearance of cellulite goes away. As flabby as my skin is at my age, and I don't have any cellulite. I haven't had for years, but I had it before I had all of my treatments after my illness. So I can vouch for that. And again, thank you, Tracy, for reminding me. Okay, go to the next one. Pardon?
Good, we can get rid of it.
Yeah, you can get rid of it. With the right therapist, you can definitely get rid of it. But remember something, to get rid of it, you've got to make sure that you do your liver and gallbladder cleanses. This is not medical advice, it's experience speaking. Make sure you're well hydrated, and that you have daily, full, and complete bowel movements, because all of those things can contribute to what's going on with that cellulite. Okay, so don't just think, oh, I'll get the massage and I'm fine, and then go back on all the other things. Okay, let's go to the next one. The next one I really like, because it even shows it, I think, better. Look at that. That's the glue that is holding the tissue to your muscle. So now maybe you can see a little clearer why you don't want to break it. It's the glue. So something is going to be disjointed, not disjointed like, you know, structurally, but disjointed in the muscles and in the integrity of that part of the body when you break it all up. Let's go to the next one. I made this very short so that we can all interact afterwards. So here's, it's that tissue is strong. Think about it. It can take 2,000 pounds of pressure in your body. That's a lot, but it needs to make sure that you don't break this web. Look at how delicate it looks. Yet it's not that delicate. But if you start going into other types of therapies that break that, then you're going to know it's delicate, because it hurts. You're sore for days afterwards. I was never sore after my myofascial tissue massages. As sick as I was never sore. And I'll give you another example of that. So let's go to the next one or two. Is that the last one?
This is the last one right here.
So should you massage this or myofascial release it? You see the difference there again, what Kelly was saying. You've got, yeah, you've got the muscle. You're not trying to massage the muscle. It's too deep. That's not what this is about. But you've got to massage it and spread it out gently, which is why they call it undulating movements. You're moving the tissue, you're stretching it gently. You may have to stop. You can do some on your own in some of your body parts. Stop it. Form it like a vise. And you'll see that fluid, especially on your legs, that fluid will kind of accumulate. Keep it there. Keep your hands there until you see the fluid starting to disperse, and then go up another inch or two and stop again. It's amazing what it does. Okay, we can go off of this, and I'm going to give some other personal examples. Okay, does anybody know about it? Has anybody? Go ahead, Kelly.
I have a tool that I bought a long time ago. It's called a fascia blaster. I have to see if I can go find it in a second, but it's like this long white rod, and it's got these like little claws on it. And I remember that when I got it and I was looking at like reviews similar to that, but it's like a claw,
I know, but these are all rubber and soft. It's similar to that. Yeah.
And there were a lot of, testimonials on the site where people saying, oh, I pushed that on my skin and it hurts. And I was like, no, you don't actually push. You just lay it on there and you just slowly circularly massage. It's just to move. It's similar to like lymphatic drainage. You want to just stimulate the tissue. You don't want to push on it, and you're not trying to break up the adhesions. You're just trying to slowly move them around. And so, I think when people started to do that, they were like, oh, now I'm seeing results. I've been using this thing for months and nothing was happening. I was just getting worse. Well, yeah, it was getting worse because you were, like I said, you were bursting those little bubbles under the skin and they were just spreading. They were getting smaller, but they were instead of slowly working them out. That's the goal.
Well, and to Kelly's point, I didn't mention, and I should have, that it also is a lymphatic drainage technique, because when you're spreading out and getting rid of the knots that are in the myofascial tissue, obviously you're also draining all the lymphatic that's stuck in there. Just think of it as a dam. It's dammed up, it can't go anywhere, and it hurts. Okay, so has anybody here had myofascial release therapy by a massage therapist? If you have, you have. Judy, go ahead, share with us what your experience is.
Well, I have conditions where I can't do massage therapy. And I went to a physical therapist through a pain management program. And he said, I'll send you over to a myofascial fellow. And I was surprised. My husband said, did he do anything? And I said, you wouldn't think so.
That Judy, that's exactly what my patients would say. Yeah, I'd send them and they'd go, well, that was a waste of money.
Oh, no,
there was $75 or whatever down the tubes, but within a day or two, they saw the difference. Go ahead, Judy.
Oh, mine was same day.
Was it? Okay.
Oh, I could feel the difference. Yes. Of course, I have sensitivity to all that, but yeah, it was great. It was wonderful. I completed the full course, and then my insurance wouldn't pay for any more till the new year, and I didn't go back. And now I'm sitting here going, I should.
You need to go back. Judy, what was we call it a series. What was the series that you did? Was it 3, 6? What did they recommend where you felt I always went for a series of 6. I used to buy them, and when you bought the package, it was less money, than buying one at a time whenever you felt like it. What was your series? Do you remember?
I did once a week I couldn't do any more than once a week. That was more than once. I tried 2 in a week and it was too much.
I couldn't do 2 either. Yeah, I had to stick with 1.
And I think I did 21 weeks.
Wow, that's a long series.
Yeah.
Well, I encourage you with that kind of a report, when you can, go back, because and more than once a week can be tough unless people are really sick and they need that. Judy's shaking her head, because if you're releasing all of that stuck energy, all of that stuck, maybe toxins that are in there, like your lymphatic, okay, that is stagnant, you're gonna be sore, or even if you don't have soreness, you're going to feel maybe more tired. Maybe you have a headache. Okay, maybe you're stiff and you think, what happened? I should be more limber. It's because all of those things are dispelling from the body. But if you do it too often, you're not giving the body time to get rid of it and to repair. Okay, Judy, that was great. Thank you.
I have one more question.
North Dakota? Yeah, sure.
I'm developing more and more edema in my legs, and I was thinking the myofascial myofascial. I said facial, and and every time I correct myself. Anyway,
I know.
I'm thinking the myofascial treatments would help with that.
Absolutely, but also what Kelly was saying. Kelly, do you think you can find that tool? I don't have one of those.
1 second.
Do you? If she can find it, Judy, because then in between your myofascial treatments, if you can go back to it, in between that, you can continue that improvement without actually having somebody working on you, which is when sometimes people have a little bit of of a challenge because we're releasing too much too quick. When you do it yourself, you're not putting the same pressure. Okay. And just remember that when you're hurting, or when you're, especially edema, because I've had a lot of that, just think of 2,000 pounds of pressure in a square inch of your skin. No wonder your legs and your toes are numb and your legs are hurting and retaining. It's like a balloon that continually gets full and just stays there. And so we need to dispel that gently. And if you can get the instrument that, I know what Kelly's talking about. I haven't had one, but I have a lot of patients that have. Then you can do a lot of good for yourself, okay? In between. Jorgen, go ahead, unmute.
Thank you, as always, very interesting. But do you say that often, normally massage is too hard for the body?
Yes, unless you have a muscular problem. Let's put it this way. Let's say that you have had a bad fall or an accident, and it's actually muscular. That's when a chiropractor is so effective, because they not only help the structural part, but they can get in there with the muscles if they do massage along with chiropractic. Not all chiropractors do. Mine did, but not all of them do. But if it's soft tissue, if it's pain that's just below the skin, then I would never allow anyone to do deep tissue on me. That's why myofascial is beneficial, because you can break that web, and then it just causes more of a healing crisis because your body has to repair that. Does that help, Jorgen?
Yeah, I have got massage for many years with all my pain, and maybe it's have been too hard when I look back. But anyways, and it's normally it's gentle healings massage. But anyway, I ask the masseur to go deep sometimes, because sometimes I divide it in a good
pain.
Yeah, good pain and a bad pain.
Good pain.
But maybe it's
right.
too hard because it's a feeling. Maybe it's have been too hard. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and that's the thing that you have to really listen to your body about, because I'm going to give you an example, and then I'm going to give Judy some more stage time here. One of my massage therapist got married and was gone for like 6 weeks, and so I went to a massage therapist that said, I've taken courses, quote, in myofascial, but she wasn't certified, but she was a good massage therapist. And so I went to her and I said right away, do not go deep. I was having anaphylactic reaction. This is when I was so sick, to everything. That's when I've shared with all of you that I lived on brown rice and carrot juice. And because my throat would close, my liver was so toxic. It was shutting down so much that it couldn't process anything. So she said, oh, I know. I've done this enough years. So she lays me on the table and starts on me. And I said, that's too deep. That's too deep. No, just hang in there. I know what I'm doing. Well, within about 5 minutes, I got beet red, welts all over my body, and my throat started closing. And I'm like, in a panic. She grabs the EpiPen. I said, don't you dare give me epinephrine. Get my purse. I have my emergency kit in there with my homeopathics. And she said, oh my God, I never realized it was that sensitive. I said, it's not me only being that sensitive. Your patients may not have their throat closed, but if you're going that deep, they have other responses, and they don't go back and think that it's because you went too deep. They have a bad headache, they're lightheaded, whatever. That's not the way a massage should be, especially if you're working gently on the myofascial. So that's an important part. So pay attention to what your body says. Because remember, body talk never lies, Jorgen. Okay?
Thank you.
Judy, go ahead, hon. You're welcome.
I was just going to mention, I also do chiropractic care every week.
Yeah.
And I can do the myofascial first, like one day, and then a day or two later, I can do the chiropractic. I cannot do both at the same time.
It's interesting. I don't remember if I didn't do both at the same time. No, because my gal was in another town. But let's think about that for a minute. I think I would ask my chiropractor if I were you, because sometimes it's better to do the myofascial after the chiropractic, and sometimes it's okay to do it before. So think about it. If you're having a lot of edema, maybe you should do it before. I'm just, brainstorming here.
The only reason why is I have very low cartilage, and my bones are translucent, not transparent yet, but translucent. And when the fellow that does the myofascial, he tends to stretch my one leg to where it unadjusts me. So that's why I do.
Okay. That makes sense. Total. So see, so listen carefully to what Judy just shared. Because she has that issue, then myofascial afterwards is very important, because then it's going to throw her alignment off. Am I correct, Judy?
Correct.
It throws you off. So I just to have a funny in here, I relate that to, you've gone down the road or the freeway and you see a car that's kind of going this way. It's going straight, but its frame is bent. That's kind of how you feel when that happens, isn't it? Your frame is bent. You're kind of going, oh, okay, I'm going straight, but my rear end isn't. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, in your case, I would do it after. It's a good point. The chiropractic after. Yeah. Thanks, Judy. Cheryl, go ahead, hon.
I just wanted to interject. I know this relates more to deep tissue work, but when I was about 30, I had a whole series of Rolfing done by a certified practitioner. And I understand what you're saying completely as far as the myofascia, but the deep tissue work is really what controls the bones. You know, we think of the skeleton as holding us up, when in fact it's the deep tissue that manipulates the bones. You know, so you gain height, all kinds of things.
Right. And that's what Kelly was saying, that if it's that's a different situation than when you're breaking up the fascia and you're trying to go in, and it's not a bone problem, it's a soft tissue problem. That's the difference.
Right. But I'm thinking,
I've had Rolfing, and
let me
go ahead.
So once you've had that work, I guess what I'm saying is chiropractic may not be the answer then as the next phase, because your deep tissue is already doing what it needs to do in terms of the skeleton. So
that's a good point, Cheryl. And it's a good point. And to that point, if you do that and you're benefiting from it, then the myofascial will also benefit the lymphatic, remember, which is really important, because the deep tissue will align the muscles, right? But it doesn't do anything to get rid of that stagnant lymphatic. So you're correct. I like your analogy. Yes.
And exactly.
That's a good point.
And the deep tissue work will also, at times, depending on where it's being administered, release very deep trauma that one may have had from, even from past lives.
Yes, but there again, you have to listen to your body. If you have a person that is very ill and sensitive to a lot of things, environmentally, food-wise, medications, and you start doing that, you're releasing the toxins that are in their body and causing other issues. That's why I never recommend deep tissue unless I know that it's a muscular thing, to your point. And then that way it's different, because they are taking care of that. Then they can come back, like after the Rolfing, and go ahead and take care of the myofascial gently and take care of the lymph. Thanks, Cheryl. That was a good share. Yeah, that's a good point. You're welcome. Anybody else? Come on. Somebody else must have a question or something to share.
I couldn't find my thing. I've been rearranging everything and I don't know where I stuck it, but I put a picture of it in the chat. So it's basically just a simple bar, and it's got like these four like little claws that stick out, and you just gently roll it over your skin. That's how it's meant to be used.
Yeah, and thank you, Kelly. And not where it hurts, remember, just where it kind of feels good. If all of you remember when
on your skin.
Right. If you remember when we talked about dry skin brushing to move the lymphatic, I said, just make it feel, where's my hands? Like you're gently running your nails on the top of your skin. Okay, like when you're dry skin brushing and then you get in the shower, you'll feel that tingling all over. It doesn't take deep dry skin brush.
Oh, I'm sorry. I accidentally muted you. I'm sorry.
Okay. It's okay. That's okay. So it doesn't take the deep dry skin brushing in order to get the results, because you can do it just light enough that you feel it like your nails across your skin. You get in the shower or in the bathtub and you feel it, especially the shower more than the tub. You feel the tingling all over, which feels really good, but that's because you moved the lymphatic. So it's the same thing with what you're doing with the roller that Kelly talked about. Don't go any deeper than that. Go in where you actually feel it, but not where it's ouching. Okay, no ouch, no hurt. Did somebody else have their hand up? I thought, was it you, Michelle? No.
Teresa, you were saying, yeah.
No.
You can.
Where's Teresa? Where's Teresa? I don't see her. There she is.
What is
Go ahead.
foam rolling doing?
Foam rolling does similar. Yeah, let Kelly explain that. It does similar, but it doesn't have the little bumps or the little things to go in to break up as much as it would if it had the little, I call them fingers.
Foam rolling is more for muscular work. You could technically break up fascia, but again, it's too deep. So when you put your foam roller, you're going too deep. So that's really more for loosening up the muscular adhesions that are in there. I use it for my IT bands down the side of my legs. That runs basically from the top of your hip all the way down and attaches at the side of your knee. And I find that I get really tight in there. And I feel like it has something to do with the fact that women have what we call the Q angle, because our hips are wider than men. So it puts a different focus of pressure on our thighs. And so that area for me gets really tight, especially sitting for too long. I find I have to roll that out a lot. So that helps me as the foam roller for that. Did you have a question?
Yeah, and so do I, because I sit so many hours. I agree with Kelly that the foam roller really helps, Teresa, for that part. Because if I don't take care of it when it starts hurting and gets tight, it throws my sciatica out. I don't know if Kelly has experienced that. Yeah. But if I let it go and I'm lazy to get the roller out.
If your IT band is tight, then you start walking, your hips come out of alignment, right? Because it's pulling in different ways. And when you pull, one side pulls and the other side pushes, and now your back is out of alignment. And so then your sciatic muscles and all the other, your core muscles have to adjust, and you'll find that, you know, you're having more back pain than you would expect.
Right. Cheryl, I'll get you in a minute. Let's get Adelita, because I see that she's trying to raise her hand.
I have to look for the raise hand thing.
No, that's okay. I realized you couldn't find it.
I was going to ask, what about stretching? Because I do a lot of stretches because I sit a lot. I was just wondering,
stretching is very important. Very important, Adelita. And what I do, I don't have my rebounder now like I did for so many years, and I'll get another one when I have room to put it. But when you're stretching, make sure that you hold the position to the count of like 3 or 5, like 3 seconds.
I do it for 10 seconds.
Good.
I do it
because
longer.
What I do when
I
I
was
have
a
to
dancer,
longer.
When I was a dancer, when I was younger, we would always start every class. We would begin and end every class with stretching. In the beginning, you do a light stretch because you're not warmed up yet, and so if you overstretch cold muscles, you cramp and then you pull them, right? So you just do a light stretch just to get things moving, right? And then at the end of the class or at the end of the activity, then you do a longer stretch. And when you, especially for like ballet and things like that, when you get into these different positions, you want to hold it for a good 30 seconds or more. Sometimes we'd hold a position for 5 minutes, you know, because you really want to give your muscles time to stretch and relax in that position. That's that slight tearing and then that relaxation of the actin and the myosin molecule cross bridges. That's what they're called, actin and myosin, and they have these cross bridges that do that. And then as those relax, then that holds that stretch. That's why contortionists and ballet, you know, ballerinas and some of these like gymnasts and stuff are so flexible, because they've gotten those muscles to the point of beyond where they normally would stretch to, and then they hold it. And then the next time they come and they push it a little bit further and hold that. And those, as that holding that stretch, once you get to the stretch and you hold it, and that muscle relax, then it says, okay, I'm good here. And that long flexibility is really good for you. The only time it's bad, and any dancer will tell you this, is as you stretch those muscles to a certain point, the connective tissue in your joints actually reaches to the point where it can actually pop out of place, because you're stretching it so far, and it's like that rubber band moment where you've stretched it too far and now your joint pops out of place. So you have to find that like sweet spot, but that it's the hold that causes that stretch to take place and really is good for your whole body, because as those muscles relax, it creates a sense of zen and balance. So that's where your relaxation comes from. And if you don't have flexible muscles and joints, your range of motion is terrible, and you'll find you almost end up with like locked joints and locked muscles, and you don't want that.
Well, I do a lot of stretches because I can't run because of my back, and I started walking, and that helps a lot, but I do the stretches every day just because of my back. I have those rods and a plate in my neck, so I have to be limber all the time. So it kind of helps.
And let me ask you something. Do you, to hold it, isn't it, Kelly? It's the hold. Yeah. So Adelita, another question. When I do a lot of that type of stretching, not right now, but I used to do my rebounder, and then I would do the stretching, because the rebounder warms you up gently. Okay. You're not jumping up and down. Your feet never leave the toes, and the ball of the foot never leave the mat. But if you don't have something like that to warm you up, it doesn't hurt to do it when your body is warm. Like, for instance, if you're going to stretch, I have patients that take their hot shower first. They put on a little robe or whatever, and they stretch right in the bathroom counter, or they stretch on the kitchen counter, so that their body is already warm, rather than, I mean, you can't get a heating pad all over your body. So just be careful that you are warm, as Kelly was saying, because you can hurt yourself. Yes. Okay. Especially when we're beyond that age, right? We're not 25 yet, but we will be 30 soon.
We will be, though. We will pretty soon.
We will. So then it'll be a little different, but we still have to listen to our body.
I can't wait for running.
Cheryl, do you have another?
Run a lot.
I know, sweetie. Thank you. Cheryl, another quick one. I got some more questions here.
Yeah. Just a quick question, maybe more to Kelly, because you were talking about your roller. I have this that's got 3 rollers, and I like to use this on the bottom of my foot, but it obviously could be used other places. Do you think this would be effective for that?
For releasing fascia? Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you're doing it softly. If you did it a little more forcefully, then it would be more of like a muscular massage. But if you do it very softly, then yeah, absolutely, it would be great on your fascia.
Well, and it's wonderful on the bottom of the foot when you're just rolling.
Yeah, it is.
Anybody who's ever had plantar fasciitis knows how painful that is. And if you try to get a massage, if you have plantar fasciitis on the bottom of your feet, you would practically jump off the table, because it actually hurts so much. What they actually do when you go to therapy for that is they stretch the bottom of your foot out, and you're like, oh my God, that hurts. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, that feels so much better, because that's exactly what it is. The fascia is up. And so some of the exercises that they'll give you were to take like a towel on the floor and use your toes to scrunch it up, because what that does is it causes you to contract and release, and you want the relaxation of that fascia is what you're looking for.
Yeah, it stretches it. And to Cheryl's point, Cheryl, I'm glad you showed that. When I had the plantar fasciitis, my therapist recommended a gadget almost like yours, but it was one that I could put on the ground and rub my feet over it. So it stretched it. It had the wooden rollers just like yours. I know they have them on Amazon, and you can sit there even at the computer and roll over them. It's wide enough for both feet to be on. And so that way you're moving the lymph, because we sit so long, and you're also doing the fascia. So that's great. I'm glad you showed that, because I forgot about that.
Because I can't get both of them on.
Yeah, you could just use a simple
They're
ball.
not expensive.
A softball, anything
a tennis
like that.
ball. Yeah, a tennis ball would work. I didn't do as well with a tennis ball. Some people do. So I like the little wooden platform that they sell on Amazon that has those wooden pieces exactly like yours, Cheryl. Only it's wide enough for both feet, and you just roll over them. And that really feels good on your feet. It's like
Yeah.
getting a regular, therapeutic massage. So thanks. I had forgotten about that. Okay, let's go. Jorgen, you had your hand up first.
Okay, it's only a little statement because you mentioned rebounder, and I can remember, I think for 11 months ago, we had a WoW call with you and Tracy about the lymph system and dry brushing, cleavers tea, and rebounder. And I had a rebound in my cellar, but I couldn't hardly stand on my feet, so I bring it up, I dry brushed, and now in the rehabilitation center, I take 10 minutes on a rebounder, and that's powerful.
Wow.
I still have,
That's a lot.
that's amazing. At that time, for 11 months, I couldn't stand on it. And I still have a pain in my left foot. And when the pain is gone, I can take 20 minutes. So that's huge for me.
Oh my goodness. That's amazing, Jorgen. And thank you for sharing that. But if you have the pain in that foot, try the gadget that Cheryl and I just talked about with the little wooden balls.
I have a lot of balls. I have
Okay.
6 different balls here under I use when I'm here, and but it's damaged from the arthritis, I think. So my feet look like my hands. It's very deformed, but it's only a little piece now. It's the right foot is pain-free almost. That's amazing. And soon the left will also be. I know I am healing now, but I'm sure with the V9 it will get very fast.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. Wait till the V9 comes, and that'll all be gone.
It will be amazing.
Praise the Lord.
But I have also started with a lot of sauna and cold water, and that's very powerful now. Now I think my organs can handle it. It couldn't for a year ago. But I always end my hot bath with a cold bath, and I read a book for a Danish author who have do a lot of research on this warm and cold and brown fat. I don't know if you have heard about the brown. That's very powerful.
Yeah, I wrote an article about brown fat versus white, and yes, the cold shower after, if you can take it. Man, there's times I can't take it. So if you can, that more power to you. Definitely.
I love it
health
now.
Benefits. Yes, thank you.
Yes, I will.
Because you're used to it now, right? Thank you for sharing that, Jorgen. But to Jorgen's point, I want to remind you all before we take some more questions. Do not use a rebounder and bounce up and down like a kid playing on it. The ball of your foot and your toes should never leave the rebounder. You bounce like this. You alternate. Heels, dig in as much as you can comfortably dig in. When you're too tired, you bounce both of them like that, and then you go back to just one or the other. You do not lift up the foot completely off the rebounder, because then it can hurt all of the soft tissue and the myofascial tissue, okay? In your breast, for instance, or men in their lower body parts, you're bouncing all of that. That's not what it's about. It's about getting gravity to work in your favor. And again, use the word undulating. Yeah, it's Linda's right. It's just gently doing your heels, leaving your toes and the ball of the foot on the rebounder. When I first started, I couldn't even do a minute. I can't imagine Jorgen being able to do 20 minutes when his foot doesn't hurt. That's amazing. And then I got up to my goal was 15 minutes twice a day. There were times that I couldn't do that I had to go 3 minutes or 4 minutes. And then I would do it 3 or 4 times a day, which was better for me than the longer ones. But that's amazing that Jorgen can do that now, because I remember when we did the show, he couldn't do it. So thank you for sharing that. Great progress.
Thank you for all of you.
Okay, who's got a hand up?
Linda.
You're welcome, Jorgen. Okay, I can't see it because it's on a white background.
I'm beginning to think that Kelly was onto something for my right hip that bothers me a lot. I've always thought that I had the beginnings of arthritis, but they never, I've had x-rays before, and all they could find is just a weakness in my L4. And I never heard that before about your women's hips being different like that. And I do use one of these for my feet. Is this what you were talking about?
That's exactly it, Linda. See, those balls are so great because they feel good.
can I use this on my hip then too?
You can
Instead
try.
of,
Try
I mean,
rolling over it.
what
You can use
about
that
Yeah,
as
you can try. Maybe a little bit too big, but it may be, but try it.
yeah. What about I tried the foam roller, putting my body weight on it, but that just hurts too bad.
That's because you
when
had
Okay, let me
okay,
let me
what
give you a
Tracy
suggestion.
says,
Go ahead.
tissue does not hurt. So if you're doing it and it's hurting and you're not even putting your full body weight on it, then that's your clue that you need to do that. You need to start
Oh.
off really soft and really easy with it, but healthy tissue doesn't hurt. So if it's hurting when you do it,
That's right.
It feels
there's
like
a-
it's more inside,
It
more
is. It's-
inside, not the
it-
tissue.
yeah, it's in the
Yes.
tissue.
Okay.
Muscular tissue deep. You need to break up those little adhesions all along your IT band. And sometimes you need to even come up into this area, like which is your hip. And I have problems
Right.
even here with the psoas muscle and into the lower back and into my glutes. I have to work all that stuff out because it all pulls in different ways. And you can release
so does
the
mine.
other way, right? So you have to release both the insertion and the origin of the muscle and the antagonizing muscle as well. So you need to do a well-rounded release, not just one specific spot,
Okay.
because just
Not one spot. Yeah. Linda, let me ask you something. Do you have any of the what I call rice bags that you put dry? I've mentioned before, the only reason I have a microwave is for my rice bags. I would not even put a cup of water in it to warm. But they're different sizes. I have like a great big one. Okay. I bought them on Amazon. They have a great big one that's the size of your back. They have smaller ones like for shoulders. If you put on, that's what I do, one of the bigger rice bags, get that area all the way to your buttocks and your sciatica, okay, warm, and then do what Kelly was saying, you're going to notice a huge difference because you're relaxing everything before you start trying to work through it, okay? Because again, if you're not warming up, you're not going to have the same success, okay? Yeah, try it.
Try a water bottle.
Amazon has them in different sizes.
Lots of different ways.
I can make those. I know how to make a rice bag. I used to do that for my cousin out of just regular rice that you buy in the store.
White rice,
so.
yeah. I was so fortunate that I had a lot of seamstresses when I was at my farm. You know, a lot of the Amish and Mennonite ladies are phenomenal seamstresses, and they would make them for us. And the difference between those and the ones that you get now, except the new one I have does have blocks. If you just buy one or just sew like a towel, the rice all goes to one side or the other. They made them with channels. They were channeled.
Yeah, I've done that.
And then the other ones they made with squares. And I don't know how to sew. I mean, I'm lucky to put a button on. In the kitchen, I'm a magician, not at the sewing machine. So those are the ones I missed because eventually they just got to the point where everything was disintegrating. And then I found the larger ones that have the blocks, not the channels, but the blocks on Amazon. So try it. If you can sew, make a couple and make it big enough that you can have, you know, like a small bath towel and then channel it somehow or put blocks rather than a small one so that you can put it all at one time and then work your body afterwards. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Good deal. You're welcome. Do I see another hand up? Sometimes I can't see it because it's in the corners. No? Did all of you benefit? Did you feel good about what we discussed today and the interaction and everybody that shared? So that, I mean, every time you share, it reminds me of something else that I forgot, just like I forgot that part in the PowerPoint. And Tracy said, oh, you didn't put that in. I'll put it in. So that's what it's all about, is sharing. And somebody asked me on a message, what is next week's WoW? I don't know. Cynthia will announce that, but we're going into the prequel, which is very exciting. If any of you have watched Cynthia's prequel, you'll see that it's simple. It's not to be intimidating, but it's another facet of what we're doing to help everybody, not only to learn what they've been through, but for them to remember what they've been through after we do our do-over. Somebody mentioned in the call yesterday that they had taken pictures from head to toe before they started, and she forgot how much improvement she had until she went back and started looking at the pictures. So it's not just the physical improvement of, oh, that wrinkle here is gone. It's the fact that you do change. Your structure changes as your body is healing and rejuvenating all over. So I'm excited about that. I don't know if it'll be next week or the week after, but make sure that you watch the Q&A on Friday tomorrow, because Cynthia will clarify all that for us. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Kelly, for stepping in. And I don't think that Lena's on right now. She might just be listening, but thank you for pinch hitting here. When we had to, Nancy, when we had to get online and deal with all the technical stuff. But thank you all. And I'm so glad Lori didn't put me in the corner. Thank you, dear heart. So you see, even today, we were talking over each other sometimes because there's that delay. And it was really prevalent last week when I updated my my Zoom. And after I listened to the replay, I went, oh my God, I cut 2 people off, and especially Lori. So anyway, thank you all. God bless. Have a great long weekend. And we hope to see you all on the Q&A tomorrow night. Okay? Take care.
The meditation.
Love you all. Thanks.
If everybody wants to stay. If nobody wants to stay,
they want to stay.
Here, but if you want to stay for the meditation, I can play it. So I'll leave it up to you guys. You want it? Yes?
Okay.
Yes,
they want it. Yes.
Oh, where will the notes be? Will the notes be posted in the
we'll post the replay in the PowerPoint probably tomorrow, because she's got to work her magic and she's off today. So
okay, so it'll be in the event replay, but the notes themselves, will they be a link in there, or will that be on the Telegram app?
Either or. She's going to be posting them now as PDFs instead of as like from Dropbox, so that they're easier for you guys to access, because that was some of the feedback we got.
Right.
And it's just
right. And remember that it's a long weekend, so she may not be able to get to it till Tuesday. I don't know the schedule, so don't panic. It'll be there available for you, but it may not be until Tuesday or the beginning of the week. Okay.
Thank you.
Have a great holiday, and I hope to see you all on the call tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Welcome to today's Miracle Moment Meditation, brought to you by QHS. Today, we will be guiding you through a meditation. It's important to note that this meditation is fast-paced. We encourage you to remain present and aware throughout the session. If you experience visions or emotions, that's normal. Allow yourself to feel and acknowledge them and stay present. When you heal it in yourself, you heal it in others. At the end of the session, remember that the effects will continue to work, so if you feel the need to rest, take time to do so. Thank you for healing this beautiful world, starting with you. Begin by allowing yourself to settle into your current position, feeling the natural comfort of your own presence. Now gently close your eyes and turn your attention inward. Notice the natural rhythm of your breath as it flows in and out. Take a full, deep breath. Feel this breath filling every part of your body, nurturing and soothing you from within. As you exhale, allow yourself to let go of tension and discomfort. Recognize that these sensations are not you. They are transient, merely passing through. With this realization, watch as they dissolve into nothingness, leaving no trace behind. You are boundless, free from these sensations and their definitions. With each breath, feel them dissipate as you become more present, more peaceful, and profoundly centered in your true essence. Now let's deepen your experience with a breathing exercise that will enrich your meditation, creating a beautiful synergy between your inner and outer worlds. Focus on the soft sound of your breath at the back of your nose, reminiscent of the gentle whispers of ocean waves. with your breath, like the ocean waves, anchor you to the present, connecting the vastness of the outer world with the depths of your inner being, automatically establishing harmony and coherence between your body, mind, brain, heart, and all of your energetic and spiritual systems. There is nothing else to do but be in this moment, deeply relaxed, fully supported, and profoundly at peace. Now bring your attention to your body. Identify the part of your body that feels the most relaxed at this moment. It could be as small as the tip of a finger or as large as your entire back. Focus your attention on this area. Observe how this relaxation feels, how deep, how serene it is, and imagine this feeling beginning to spread. Like watercolor on wet paper, allow this sense of relaxation to expand, moving gently to neighboring areas in your body. With each breath, this soothing sensation grows, filling you up. Breathe deeply, rhythmically, and with full breaths. Imagine the relaxation spreading further and further. Notice that it's no longer just a part of you that's relaxed. Your entire being feels embraced by this calming energy. As you continue to breathe deeply, envision waves of relaxation cascading across your body. Each wave washes over you, bringing deeper calm and more profound peace. These waves are rhythmic, aligned with your breath, sweeping through you, around you, beneath you, and even beyond you. Feel yourself being carried by these waves of relaxation, deeper and deeper into a state of complete serenity. Here, in this space, you are free to explore the depths of your inner world and to dive into the vast ocean of you. Let's tune in to the quantum twine waves. Take a deep, full breath, allowing yourself to fully immerse in the presence of the quantum twine waves surrounding you. Feel these waves embracing you, infusing you, and offering their gentle support. As you inhale deeply, visualize the quantum twine waves penetrating your body from the crown of your head to your toes. Sense the waves flowing through you, fostering a profound connection and resonance with your perfect wholeness. With each exhale, release any tension or resistance, allowing the quantum twine waves to permeate every aspect of your being. Notice the sensations as these waves interact with your cells, filling them with radiant light and revitalizing energy. Experience the warmth and vitality of this divine presence as it spreads throughout your entire being. Acknowledge the presence of Christ consciousness, the sacred energy that embodies unconditional love, compassion, and healing within these waves. Feel this divine energy permeating every aspect of your being, illuminating your path and guiding you toward wholeness. As you breathe in, Envision your cells awakening to the healing energy of the quantum twine waves and Christ consciousness. Feel a harmonious alignment spreading throughout your body as every cell vibrates in tune with waves of wholeness and unconditional love. Continue to breathe deeply. Surrender to the process of integration. Trust the quantum twine waves and Christ consciousness. Intuitively know where they are needed, guiding you toward a state of wholeness and well-being. Witness yourself as you bask in the deep sense of peace and relaxation that accompanies this surrender to divine energy. Now shift your awareness inward to the God spark residing within you. This sacred essence serves as your eternal connection to the source of creation, reminding you of your inherent divinity and sacredness. Feel the God spark igniting within you, filling you with a profound sense of purpose and empowerment. Witness as it radiates throughout your entire being, illuminating every cell with its divine light. Feel the quantum twine waves harmonizing with your God spark and the Christ energy, amplifying their power and potency. With each breath, these divine energies mingle and merge within you, creating a symphony of love and light that resonates throughout your entire being. As you continue to breathe and visualize, surrender to the profound transformation unfolding within you. Trust in the wisdom and guidance of these divine energies, knowing they are guiding you toward a deeper connection with your sacred self. Let this integration fill you with peace, strength, and healing as we transition into our meditation. Guided by the radiant light of the Christ energy, the unwavering presence of your God spark, and the powerful embrace of the quantum twine waves. Now nestle in, relax, and enjoy your miracle moment. This journey begins with the understanding that the path to the collective healing starts at the core of our individual being. As we nurture and restore our own wellness and wholeness, we create ripples that extend beyond ourselves. In cultivating self-love, we find that love extends outward naturally. By healing ourselves, we lay the foundation to contribute to the healing of others. Every act of self-care is a stepping stone toward a healthier humanity, where healing ourselves becomes the catalyst for healing the world around us. Let's begin this process of transformation and embrace the wholeness that is our true nature. To begin, focus your attention inwardly and scan your body gently with your mind's eye. Notice how different areas of your body feel. As you continue this gentle observation, search for a spot within you where you feel a sense of wellness, wholeness, or joy. It might be a warm feeling in your heart, a lightness in your chest, or a calm space in your mind. Should you feel that a space of wellness isn't immediately apparent within your body, allow yourself to gently expand your search. It might reveal itself in a cherished memory, a hopeful vision of the future, or within the quiet depths of your spirit or soul. Trust that your wellness exists within you in many forms and places, waiting for your recognition. Your journey to locate it is unique to you, and finding it is the only thing that matters. Once you have found this spot of wellness, wholeness, or joy, focus your attention on it. Observe its qualities, how it feels, the sensations that come with it, the sense of completeness it brings. Breathe into this space, and with each breath, envision the sensations of wellness intensifying and becoming more vibrant. Whether it manifests as warmth, a sense of completeness, or an inner glow, feel it as it amplifies within you. Now, with intention, begin to allow this sensation of wellness to expand, like the warmth of the sun spreading at dawn. Let it gracefully move through your body. With each breath, it grows, filling you from head to toe, reaching into every cell, every space within you. Visualize this wellness, wholeness, and joy moving beyond the physical. See it extending into your energetic systems, illuminating them with its wholesome light. It brings balance to your emotions, clarity to your thoughts, and a deep sense of peace to your spirit. As you continue to breathe, a sense of complete wellness encompasses your entire being. You are in harmony with yourself, body, mind, and soul. In this space, you understand wellness, wholeness, and joy are at the heart of your natural state, a core part of who you are. Feeling this wholeness as a steady, unwavering presence within you, it's always there, always accessible. Anytime you wish to reconnect with this feeling, simply turn your focus inward. Now let's embrace a quiet moment together. This pause and guidance invites you to personally engage with the quantum twine waves, deepening your connection and enhancing your experience to its fullest potential. gently bring your awareness back to the present moment. Take a few deep breaths, and when you open your eyes, carry this sense of wellness and wholeness with you, letting it infuse every moment of your day. As we conclude this meditation, step forward with confidence, knowing that the quantum twine waves continue to flow within you. Their positive influences remain active, extending far beyond our shared time in this space. Take this step and every step hereafter with the knowledge that you are blessed.
It's good.
Wow, how nice was that?
Can I take a nap?
I know, I need one too now.
Nice try.
Thank you all for staying till the end. Does anybody have anything that they'd like to share? Any of the 7 of you? No? Okay. Let's try to close this in Tracy's normal way. Let us think only kind words. Let us speak only kind words. And let us show love. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. It's always something like that. I can never do it right. She'll appreciate the attempt.
Great job, Kelly.
Thank you, everyone. Raj, I will contact you in just a few minutes. I'll send you a link in WhatsApp.
Got it. I'm ready to go. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, everybody. Thank you for another great WoW.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Love you all.
Have a wonderful holiday weekend.
Yes, please do. Bye.